there we go. We are live. How about that? Technology in action. Technology working. Cool. Okay. Let's see who shows up on this Tuesday afternoon. About 10 minutes late, so we'll have to go in an extra 10 minutes. Hello, Chad. How you doing? Hello, Beach 76 and Cobra Island. MCDJ ACDC, nice to see you, sir. Leah and World 118th. All right, the gang's all here. Hello, Zathras. Sorry I was a little bit late. I was kind of setting up. Mike and Sparkster and Rezakai, Lazarus, Nelson, how do you do? Nice to see everyone. Hi, Matt Rubin. Martin Vasquez and Burgess Meredith. Yeah, I don't have. Let's see here. I don't have a lot. I don't have a lot on the agenda for this evening, so I thought we'd just hang out, basically. Danilo, how do you do? Yeah, it's today. It's today. Moriarty, hello. Hello, Bob's Dungeon. Killer Weezer, how do you do? Action Figure Expert, nice to see you. All right. So, yeah, for real, guys, I don't really have, like, a plan for the show. Last week, I decided to do some art during the Tuesday live stream, and, I mean, it's all right, but I can't really read the live chat while I do that. So I thought this time I'll just do all live chat. Basically, I'm just talking to you guys. Hello, Echo and Eric. Oh, Cobra Island is going to have his 3rd year anniversary on YouTube. Congratulations. Hello, Kevin. Jack, nice to see you there. Thank you. I've added a few bits to my patch and pin shirt. I'm working on it. It's filling out. It's filling out. And I've got the Sky Striker under it, so there we go. Hooded Cobra Com Chatter. Yeah, basically. I mean, I haven't got a lot of stuff in, at least not stuff that I can show you, so I can't really do much of a show and tell. I mean, I did get something in, but it's not something that's really impressive to look at, and it's specifically for an upcoming review. Hello, Painted Plastic. Thank you again for being in the Ice Snake video. I very much appreciate that. Cobra Island is reviewing the Steel Raven from G.I. Joe Extreme for the 3rd anniversary video, July 1st. That's cool. It's just Pepsi. I have no alcohol in the house, so there's no drinking for dollars. Hey, I should revive that though. I should revive drinking for dollars. I just got to get something to drink. All right, I'll think about that. In the future, maybe I will revive drinking for dollars. Lord knows I need the dollars right now. Oh, Brent, hello, United States from the United States. Oh, thank you. I really didn't think I would keep the beard, but now I'm thinking maybe I will. It still needs to fill in better on certain spots, but you know, it's all right. Mountain Dew. Oh, Diet Mountain Dew. So you're a health nut. What are the best things to the G.I. Joe collection had is they give you the skills as a kid to build something, to put some parts together and play with the vehicle. Building the vehicle yourself when you took it out of the box, that for me was one of the best experiences, because that really did make that vehicle your own. You know, you built it, and you kind of have that stamp on it. Was there anything from other media that you thought would be awesome in G.I. Joe? I'll have to think about that. That's a good question. Probably. Diabetic, if not health nut. Yeah. I understand. Sorry about your diabetes. Your diabetes. But yeah, that's good. Just stay healthy. You know, if you gotta drink Mountain Dew, you know, drink the diet, I guess. How fond am I of Metalhead? I probably like Metalhead more than people would expect me to. He's definitely 90s, right? He's all 90s. He's weird. He's zany. It's kind of crazy. But the way he was handled in the Deke animated series, I mean, it's ridiculous. But like, it's kind of like they knew the character was ridiculous and they just sort of went with it. And I can kind of appreciate it on that level, because they took Metalhead in the animated series and just made him insane, like totally out of his mind. And you know, I can appreciate that. Like, if I were writing the Deke, first of all, if I were writing the Deke series, things would have been very different. But if I were writing the series and I had to include a character like Metalhead, and he's like, I mean, this guy is bonkers, I just try to, you know, just roll with it. Like, just hold nothing back, take it to the extreme, and just make him as crazy as he can possibly be. Hello, Peter. And Sean Beckett, nice to see you. I did a live drawing on Sunday, and it worked out all right for the first half of it, but then the picture quality got all stupid. Then people couldn't see what I was drawing, so that was a little bit annoying. Sounded like Berserko from Cops and Crooks. Metalhead should have been Scrap Iron version 2. That's a good point, because basically he had exactly the same job as Scrap Iron. I would have gone for that. Of course, I can't imagine Scrap Iron being that nutso, but it would have been nice to get an updated version of Scrap Iron. Scrap Iron is kind of a forgotten figure, and he shouldn't be, because he worked for Destro, right? I mean, he was in Cobra, but his file card specifically said he worked for Destro. Destro had his own team. Destro had the Iron Grenadiers, and so I think he should have come back for that. So, anyway, was YouTube censoring my take on Lady J? Hey, there was nothing obscene about my Lady J. My Lady J was, you know, entirely G-rated, or at least PG, because she did have a pistol. So anyway, it's nice to see some diabetes talk in the live chat. I'm glad that we've apparently reached that age where, you know, we have an opportunity to talk about, to talk about our favorite toys when we were kids and cartoons and stuff. But instead we're talking about our various ailments. Talking about our diabetes. Glenn Robbins, can't stay long. Watching sis-in-law's service dog for a few days. Well, that's all right. It's nice that you stopped in. Thanks for stopping by. Any word on a classified line? Not yet, but someone did say that the street date was being pushed out to July. So, I mean, I know it was supposed to be like, a week or 2 weeks ago or something like that. But apparently it's been pushed out to July. So, not expecting anything until at least July. Oh, yes, Leah has kidney stones, so we can talk about kidney stones. We can talk about the diabetes. Anybody have back problems? Any back trouble? Anybody got a hernia? Anybody out there have a hernia? I'm no doctor, but for the right price, I will attempt to treat all of these ailments. Moriarty has a sore knee. I'm feeling fine, by the way. I'd like to add that I don't have any body parts that are in any pain, nor am I producing anything from my body that I shouldn't be. So I'm all right. Thanks for asking. I know you were worried. Yeah, I'm willing to play doctor for the right price. Yeah, Hasbro shipping delays. Yeah, that Max, that's what I heard as well. Is that they had some shipping delays, so they couldn't hit the street date that they were shooting for. So we're looking for July. So that's all I know. Yeah, you guys really are having a hard time of it. A bunch of old geezers in here. Good grief, man! You guys, some of you guys sounds like you got a foot in the grave already. I need to do something else. Like the demographic for my audience apparently skews old, right? I gotta do something to get the young cats in here. Hello, McDowell. How you doing? He says, "Who's old? Not me. I'm young and sprightly." Hello, Renegade Biker and Outback Stew. Yeah, I mean, I didn't feel old. I didn't feel old until you guys came in here and you're like, everybody needs a walker and one of those hover rounds. Although I would fake an illness. I would fake an illness if I could get one of those hover rounds. Those little motorized scooters, because those look pretty cool. And according to the TV commercials, if you have one of those motorized scooters, you can dance at a wedding, you can go to the grocery store, you can do all these things. Now, I want to do all those things. So I wanna get me one of those, and apparently if I'm bad enough off, my insurance will pay for it. So I'm liking this. Cobra Island says I'm broken down and you're 3 years older than I am. So yeah, apparently I'm aged. Renegade Biker is 52, but a young 52. A young 52. You know, some G.I. Joe fans are going to drop in here. It's going to be their first live stream. They're going to expect us to be talking about, G.I. Joe and Cobra and the animated series and the comic book and the movie and the toys. And we're in here talking about just being old. Tim Hoy is 43, Illinois. Hello, 43, Illinois from the United States. Yeah, so we, I've had gray hair since my 20s, right? So, I've always looked old. Anyway, I should probably pick a topic. I didn't have anything other than just chatting with you guys on this thing here. So maybe I should pick a topic so we can talk about G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe on a couch. That's right. That's me. But I added a couple of things to, well, actually I added more than a couple things to my, hey, there's a topic. My shirt, to which I added, let's see, what have you not seen? All right, I got this pin from the Blue Whale in Catoosa on Route 66. You know, Google that. Google Blue Whale Catoosa. I got that pin there. Over here, I got this pin from the J.M. Davis Arms and Historical Museum in Claremore. So that was cool. Let's see. I have, this is, you already know about this. That's my gold head pin. And I have a pin from another YouTuber, the Carpetbagger, here. Let's see. What else? I think you've seen most... Oh, I added some battle ribbons. I got some battle ribbons. Got those. And let's see. That's the Real Race patch that he sent me. Oh yeah, I have this little thing. I went ahead and added the Steel Brigade to this arm. And I got some on the back. Hold on. I added a bunch of the patches that Byron sent me. Yeah, I got like, these are like the vintage retail G.I. Joe dog tags here, and this is from the Finest charity drive, so I got that from the Finest, and that's also a patch from the Finest. Thoughts on Thundar? I haven't watched it in so long, I don't think I remember it well enough to give you my thoughts on it. Let's see. Hey, Hoodie, have you received the answer about the assembly of the Cobra Wolf? I think I've confirmed with the sender that he would like for me to open it and assemble it, so that's what I will do. Well, I don't have combat rings, McDowell. I should get some combat rings. I think my fingers are too fat to actually put them on my fingers. So hey, that's what we should do. I should get combat rings with the ribbons, and then and the camouflage face paint, and I should like put them all, like wear them all at the same time and see how that camouflage face paint looks, you know, when it's 35, 40 years old, whatever. Now, but that camouflage face paint, though, I think if you open that up, it would basically be powder or like a big chunk of rock. I don't think that would. Oh, I do have the Sergeant Savage decoder ring. I do have that somewhere. That came with Dynamite. I think that's the character's name. And I have it with that figure. So I do still have that one. Oh yeah, Painted Plastic, good idea. I should play the board game on the live stream. That is at least a 2-person deal, so I'll need somebody or maybe you guys. Hey, that's an idea. We can play the board game, and you guys can be the other player. Maybe? Yeah, okay. Yeah, Eric, I'm going to put together the Cobra Wolf as soon as I have time. I am working on a review right now, and it's big, so it's a lot of work. So, but as soon as I'm finished with that, I may try to do the assembly on the Cobra Wolf. I'm really looking forward to it. I have a couple of the vehicles in various states of completeness, but straight out of the box. I didn't have it back in '87, so it'll be my first time actually taking it out and putting it together. Hello, WWJD85. Nice to see you. Hello, Sam F. Sam S asks about the carnage on comics around issues 110 to 120. I think that was during the Benzene War, and I think Larry was thinking correctly that, you know, soldiers die in war, and that's the consequence. So, I mean, I don't have a problem with it because that's reality. Or at least a little bit closer to reality. So, yeah. My understanding is that Larry made sure that the characters that were killed off no longer had toys for sale. That's the only reason he was allowed to kill them. So he was allowed to kill them, and so he did, which I think it was in the Netflix series The Toys That Made Us when he talked about death. Hello, codename Nutu02. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. I mean, he said that showing war without death was morally bankrupt, and I agree with that. I think that showing war without death is a bit of a fraud. That's kind of how he feels about it. That's kind of how I feel about it too. That's war. War is not fun, you know. It's people die. It's scary. People are wounded. It's trying to depict it a little bit closer to how it really is. Of course, it's still fantasy. It's still cleaned up, but at least he was able to show war with some consequences. Hello, JLS Comics. War is hell. Hello, Brandon Knight. I didn't see you there. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. So anyway, I'm sorry. I was trying to read your messages here, and I got sucked into the conversation. Anyway, I showed you. Well, I'm out of stuff to show you. That's all I have that's new on my shirt. But I'm working on it. I'm gonna get some more stuff. I'm trying to pick up things as I travel, and to kind of fill this out and sort of make this like a souvenir. Fill it with souvenirs of travels and other things that are important. So so I've got the finest as a souvenir of their charity drive. I've got pins from places that I've been and JoeCon and other stuff like that. By the way, JLS Comics has a really good channel too, and I've been meaning to go back and watch some more of JLS Comics' videos. I've been really bad at watching people's videos. I've got several videos from G.I. Joeberg to catch up with. But JLS Comics, really good channel, covering comics and such. I'd say obviously I'm always behind on watching other people's videos and listening to podcasts. But occasionally, Chad sends a super chat. He says, what's your favorite comic story arc / issue or another that stands out of the comic series? My favorite story arc is the Cobra Civil War. That was the fake Cobra Commander versus Serpentor. That had been building for quite a while. And finally, it broke out. And then G.I. Joe comes in, and they have to choose a side. And then Destro comes in, and so it's like the biggest backyard battle you could possibly have with all of the vehicles, or at least most of them. Most of the characters. It just went all out, right? And it was something a little different for the comic book series, because usually in the comic book series you had like small unit missions, a few guys here, a few guys there, and they'd go and they'd have discrete missions that they needed to accomplish, and then they go home. But this was more of like a traditional large troop movement type of warfare. And that was really interesting to kind of watch the chess match between the different players. I think it was mentioned before that there were some characters that died in the Benzene War story arc. I think that's the one thing that's missing in the Cobra Island Civil War, is that all these bullets are flying around, all of these things are exploding, but it's only the Cobra guys that get killed. All of the Joes, some people were hurt, but everybody comes out alive. If that could have been used, if that moment had been used to show some of the consequences of war by losing a few Joes in that, I think that would have made it more complete. But even so, I think that's still my favorite. That's still, that whole start to finish, that still stands out for me. And that's in the 70s, like in the Marvel Comics series. It's in the 70s issues. I haven't seen Byron Delvis. Have I heard from Byron? Let's see. Last time I heard from Byron, he sent me something to look at on eBay. Other than that, I haven't heard from Byron for a little while. So anyway, yeah, 73 to 77, something like that. And I remember when it came out, I believe, during the summer, if I recall correctly. But for that series, for a few months, they went bi-weekly. They were publishing two issues a month. So every 2 weeks we got a new issue. So that thing rolled out really fast. And that, I think, made it exciting, because it's just like you didn't have to wait long for the next issue. And, it was really exciting. So you really ran out to grab that next issue just as soon as you could, as soon as it came out. So I was excited about it at the time. And at the time, that was getting close to the time period when I was starting to get out of G.I. Joe. Like, I was losing interest a little bit. G.I. Joe was starting to go into some weird places. But that really brought me back in and kept me in for a while. Yeah, that was really exciting. But yeah, for that series, for that story arc, they were publishing 2 issues a month, and that, I believe, is why you have like a different artist on every other issue, because they were churning them out really fast. Jax says, other than the comic issue with the Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, were there any other issues that had no dialogue? There was issue number, it's in the 80s, I want to say 86 or 82 or something. I may be misremembering that. but it's an issue with Jinx and Storm Shadow that it doesn't have any dialogue, but it has sound effects. Also, Timmer just reviewed, it went up today, yearbook number 3, which had a silent story in it. 85, thank you. Thank you, codename New2Vera2. Yes, 85 and yearbook number 3 had silent issues. So they're not as remembered and not as iconic as issue number 21, but they were still not bad. They were still, they still had some merit. Yes, SFX, that's the one. And it's called SFX because it has sound effects. And you know, I know what they were going for, but I think that the excessive use of sound effects in that issue kind of diminished the effect of it a little bit. I mean, it's I mean, the story itself is not bad, and the art and the storytelling are actually really good, and they really very effectively tell the story without any dialogue. I mean, you always know what's going on in the story. You don't have to guess. It's really told that well through the art. But there's also all these sound effects all over the place, and that's not my favorite thing. Oh, hello, Cujo. Nice to see you. And Joburg is here. Joburg and Cujo from Joburg also represented. And there's SEO Toy Review. Says they think they did a silent issue during the Devil's Due run. The Devil's Due run. Yes, Cinemassacre did a G.I. Joe movie review, and I don't know if anybody noticed this, but they did name drop our friend's SEO Toy Review. SEO Toy Review got a name drop in the Cinemassacre video about the G.I. Joe animated movie. So, well done. Well done. Yeah, too bad Cobra Law wasn't silent. Yes. Hello, Kurt. Nice to see you. Yes, you made it to another one. Congratulations. Everybody give Kurt a hand. Everybody stand up. Give Kurt a standing ovation. He made it to another live stream. Well done, sir. Yes, he's in the big league chew now. Yeah, I don't know. We were talking about silent issues, and I know that Larry has done some silent issues in the IDW run, but I only have one of those. I am not at all, fully read up, or not even close to fully read up in the IDW series. I would like to get caught up, but there's a lot. And Kevin's been friends with those guys for a while. That's cool. That's very cool. Yeah, 214 Death of Snake Eyes. Right. Yeah, the burial. Yes, codename New2Vera2 has a video about that issue. New2Vera2 talked about that issue in the crossover that he did with me for the review of Snake Eyes version 3. So there are some more. So there are your homework assignments if you want to check those out. Yeah, I still do prefer the issue 21. It was a new and revolutionary idea at the time. It's not necessarily the first time it's ever been done, but it's certainly the first time it had been done in a popular series. And yeah, it has a really cool story behind it. And it was also really poorly received at the time. I mean, people really did not like it at the time. I guess a few people did, but I think for the most part, the kids that read it at the time just didn't quite understand why there were no words in it. I mean, what's the problem? Special Missions series by Marvel. Special Missions, I mean, they usually did like standalone stories in Special Missions, but not all. Some Special Missions issues tied into the main G.I. Joe series. But the Special Missions issues were supposed to be a bit more mature, a bit grittier, a bit more realistic, and they were a bit more realistic. You know, they're still approved by the Comics Code, so, you know, it's not like they were showing the true gore of war, you know, but but the thing about Special Missions that for me was kind of important is that it showed G.I. Joe, sometimes anyway, fighting enemies other than Cobra. And to me, that is something that was probably part of, like, necessarily a part of G.I. Joe that we didn't see in the regular series. Because, I mean, G.I. Joe, the team, just kept getting bigger and bigger. They had more and more vehicles and more members, more and more specialists, right? And we did see them battling Cobra a lot. But, I mean, usually it was like a select group of Joes on a mission to fight Cobra. What was everybody else doing at that time? Were they just sitting around? So my theory is that, I mean, they're an anti-terrorist task force. That's what they do. And as a part of that mission, they fight Cobra because that falls kind of into their jurisdiction. But when they're not fighting Cobra, they have other missions that you wouldn't just pay these guys and train these guys and give them like the top-notch equipment just to sit around and wait for something to do involving Cobra. No, so they would go to like they would be the task force for some crisis somewhere in the world when it popped up. So they would be tasked with taking care of certain anti-terrorist operations, even if it didn't have anything to do with Cobra. I don't know, Cobra still showed up quite a bit in the Special Missions series. But the preview of the Special Missions that was at the back of issue number 50 did not involve Cobra. It was a hostage situation on a jet airliner. Kurt sends a super chat, says, sorry about the cost, facial hair, and drunk. That's okay. Just says you're ready to start talking about Nam. I know, reused joke, but I'm digging the look. Thank you. I'm the beard, I guess, is gonna stay for a while. Thank you. How do the artillerymen in Joe train without giving away the secret of the pit? That's tough. I guess I think they probably have to aim kind of out the windows and like just fire like over the hill out on Fort Wadsworth. And by the way, if I can ever make it to New York, I need to see. Fort Wadsworth was a real army base. It's not anymore. If I recall correctly, it was converted to a Navy base, and I don't think it's currently active, but I would like to see if I can tour the place, if that's at all possible, because I would love to go check out the real Fort Wadsworth. That would be the coolest. See if I could find out where the motor pool used to be. Staten Island, I think it was. Let me Google it. Hang on. It's not Fort Wadsworth anymore, though. That name was long gone. It's changed more than once since then, I believe. Former U.S. military installation on Staten Island in New York City, situated on the Narrows, which divide New York Bay into upper and lower halves. Okay, yeah, so that's where it is. And what is the current status? It says was a former... Okay, it was an Army base, but then the Navy took over at some point. Hang on, I'm Googling. Everybody be patient. I'm Googling right now. Hold on one second. Let's see. Divided into several smaller units, including Fort Tompkins and Fort Richmond. Its present name was adopted in 1865 to honor Brigadier General James Wadsworth, killed in the Battle of the Wilderness during the Civil War. Fort Wadsworth is now part of the Staten Island unit of Gateway National Recreation Area, maintained by the National Park Service. So yeah, it's a national park now. You ought to be able to go see it. So yeah, that's where it is, and I will someday. I'll see if I can go walk the grounds of Fort Wadsworth. What's left of it anyway? I think it's pretty run down. I don't think it's maintained anymore, but even so, why not? Why not? I'll go find the motor pool and get a selfie. Anyway, yeah, there's a good diversion for you. Look, I know it's almost 10 o'clock. It's like it's almost 8 o'clock. It's like 8 minutes till 8 o'clock. But I started about 10 minutes late, so I'm going to go about 10 minutes longer so I can give you guys a full hour. Break in, yeah. Why not? It was, G.I. Joe, that plan. Okay, Hawk, you want to talk about crazy, right? You want to talk about nutso. Some of General Hawk's, or Colonel Hawk at the time, some of Hawk's plans sometimes were not very well thought out. And one of those nutso plans was to allow Cobra to attack and destroy the surface of the base, the motor pool on the ground level, and make them think that they blew up the whole base, and then they just leave. And then G.I. Joe rebuilds the base on that spot. So Cobra knows where G.I. Joe's base is. They know it's there. They attacked it before. And then you don't move the base, you keep it there. It's like, they'll never expect us to keep the base exactly where it was when they attacked us the first time. I'm not sure about the logic there. Now, eventually, after Cobra attacked it the second time, then they moved it. Then they finally, moved it out to the desert, someplace remote. Having it in an active Army base is, it creates other issues. It creates other issues because the chaplain's assistants don't know what G.I. Joe is. They don't know what's going on. So you have to keep an extra level of security to make sure that nobody in the base raises questions about what kind of weird stuff is going on in the chaplain's assistant's motor pool, right? So moving the base out to the desert, I think, makes a lot more sense. You don't have to hide it from everybody else on the base that's, just walking around and can peek in a window or, start asking uncomfortable questions. There's nobody around. It's just desert as far as the eye can see. It's hard for the enemy to sneak up on you that way, too. So, yeah, anyway, that's my opinion about things. See, we did talk about G.I. Joe. We didn't just talk about our kidney stones and our diabetes and our hernias. We talked about the G.I. Joe. I feel better. I hope you all feel better, too. I feel like we've accomplished our mission. Talking about G.I. Joe. There we go. Yeah. Hello, guys. Nice to see you. I'm going to be going for another about 15 minutes, 14 minutes, something like that. Oh, yeah, don't get me started on the hemorrhoids. I don't have hemorrhoids. As I said, I'm fine right now. There are no parts of my body that are aching or hurting or diseased in any way. I'm doing all right. In case anybody was curious. Thank you, guys. I'm adding more patches and pins. I added some battle ribbons. Added some patches on the back some patches on the back that Byron sent to me, and I haven't heard from Byron. May be working. I know he's been working a lot. So he may be working during the hours of the live stream, but I've heard from him every once in a while. I know he's doing okay. The person I haven't heard from is FormBX257. I haven't heard anything from FormBX257 for quite some time, and he hasn't posted anything on YouTube for quite some time. So. I hope he's doing okay. I'd love to see more videos from him. But do I have combat pay? No combat pay. I do have combat pay. I just don't have them. I don't have them in the pocket. So yeah, I hope Kevin, the FormBX257, comes back sometime. We love Kevin. I love working with Kevin. I love Kevin's videos. Have I reached out to him? I actually have reached out to him a couple of times, but I haven't heard anything back. So, yeah. Hello, Magnus. I don't think I said hello to you, Magnus. Hello. How are you doing? Hope you're doing all right. Yeah, Kevin, Kevin may not necessarily have been the first person doing G.I. Joe on YouTube, but he was very early. And he kept it going. Whereas some folks, I see like some really old videos about G.I. Joe posted on YouTube by people who did not keep doing it for very long. But Kevin kept it going. And I consider him to be like the grandfather of the whole YouTube G.I. Joe community. He is really the one who got it started, in earnest and kept it going. And I say grandfather not to imply that he's old. He's not old. He's probably about my age, but just as a term of respect. It's been my privilege to work with Kevin. Kevin was my introduction to G.I. Joe on YouTube. He's the first person I saw when I looked up G.I. Joe on YouTube. So I think and he's been a really nice guy. He's such a really sweet, nice guy, talking to him, kind of behind the scenes. And I think he's great. I really do. But I haven't heard from him. I have not heard from him in a while. So I hope he'll come back, and I hope that whatever is keeping him from YouTube is something that's good. I hope his life is going well, and I hope to hear from him again soon. Not long ago, we celebrated his 10th anniversary on YouTube. 10th anniversary. Oh, there's Byron. There's Byron. Hello. Listening from work. See, I told you he might be at work. Byron, thanks for being here. I'll be here for another about 10 minutes because I was about 10 minutes late. So we'll just stick around here for a little while. And Codename New2Vera2 is working on Retro Room version 2. So we're having a nice evening. See, everybody's happy to see Byron too. It's just a nice, relaxing evening, talking about G.I. Joe and or doing things with your G.I. Joe room, or working, whatever you're doing. But it's a nice evening. We're all here. The gang's all here, having a nice time. I do not know if Terry Ruin is here. If he is, if the real Terry Ruin is here, please stand up. Please stand up. Which G.I. Joe characters would die or live in Order 66? That's a good question, but I don't think there are any G.I. Joe Jedi or G.I. Jedi. So I think they would not die in Order 66. Since they are government agents, they would probably be tasked with carrying out Order 66, which of course would be an illegal order. So hopefully they would decline to follow that order. But now they would more likely be the persons that are ordered to shoot the Jedi, not the Jedi themselves. And it's okay that you had to come in a little late, Byron, because we're patients. We're very patient with you. Don't worry, we'll be patients. Spirit would be like, if you strike me down, I shall become stronger than you could possibly imagine. That's what Spirit would do. He'd probably be right, too. He'd like commune with the eagles and then like claw their eyes out or something. Now Sean's grumpy. Well, that's what happens to you when you reach a certain age. Yeah. Anyway, Roadblock, Flint, Lady J, and Snake Eyes, and then Jinx would join. Yeah. There you go. It's a good point. There was a little bit of Order 66 kind of thing going on with in Retaliation, where they shot up all the Joe teams. Good thinking. That's a good point. That's a good connection. So apparently we have sort of an answer in Retaliation. There you go. I guess I should. Hasbro has been live streaming the G.I. Joe animated series. I have not caught any of that, but that's a thing that they're doing. And a couple of people have caught it and have enjoyed it, so that could be fun. My life though is like I'm really busy with work, and I'm also, when I'm not working, I'm busy at home working because I'm trying to get the next couple reviews done. So the next couple reviews will be on time. The one that's coming up next is ready. The one after that, I'm working on it. It's gonna take extra time because it's big. I mean, it's the thing that's being reviewed is not necessarily the super big, but there's a lot to cover. So it's a lot of extra work, but it's coming along. It'll be done on time. Everything will be cool. It'll be great. Order 666. The pizza delivery order of the beast. Order 666. I'm not saying what it is. I'm not saying. You'll just have to wait and see. Ugh. What's the deal with retro at Walmart? There was, at least there's a rumor that there's going to be a retro series at Walmart at some point. If we get it, it'll probably be closer to when the Snake Eyes movie is released in October, is my belief. I think. I'm totally talking out of my butt. I don't actually know, but that's my assumption. Black Major COVID-19 trooper. Is it like a trooper that's on a ventilator? Okay. Yeah, sorry. Checking stuff. Well, we got about 3 minutes. We will we'll wrap it up at 8:10 by my clock. But we'll be back next week, and like I said, I've got videos coming, right? I've got videos coming. And at some point, I need to open and assemble that Cobra Wolf and put that on video. So we'll work on it. But yeah, I've been tired, I guess, but it's a good kind of tired. It's the kind of tired you feel after accomplishing something, after working really hard, and completing something after, doing something that you enjoy doing. It's that kind of tired. So, it's not been a bad time. It's been a weird time. The last few weeks have been weird. It's a lot of adjustments that have to be made, but it's all right. It's still, there are some things that still need to be ironed out, but in the long run, everything's going to be good. Hello, Chris Mc83. Nice to see you, sir. I'm glad you made it. We will be wrapping up, though, in a couple minutes. I'm going an extra 10 minutes because I started about 10 minutes late, so I'm just wanted to have the full hour, so we got a couple minutes. And then I actually am going to get back to shooting video. I was making some good progress on the review, but I had to stop so we could be together and have this live stream. And it actually helped because I feel a bit more energized now. Yeah, I always feel better after the live stream. I always feel better after the live stream. It's gives me more energy. It's uplifting. It's really just fun to spend time with all you people. See you later, Painted Plastic. Thanks for joining. I will be wrapping it up in about 1 minute too. So looks like it's dinner time for everybody. And we'll do this again on Tuesday, next Tuesday. So when I'm able to, I've been doing live stream art drawing on Sundays. I'm almost caught up with my Patreon sketches, but I got another one. I got another one that came in, so now I got to do another one. But if I'm able to get it set up, maybe I'll do that on Sunday. You know, it depends on how the time goes. But I feel good. Everything's progressing as it should. We're gonna move forward. We're just gonna keep getting better. You know, we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. Well, guys, that is it. It is time to wrap it up. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Magnus. I will stay safe and wash my hands as always. Thanks, everyone. I will see you next Tuesday, and I'll be around Sunday for a new review, and I will see you then. Good night, everyone. Bye.